Ladies and gentlemen, so welcome back to a brand new video. I'm Babsy. Today we are gonna talk about how to get into PvP. First of all, everyone has different views on ships, and therefore no ship is the best ship. Remember that. To get started in PvP, you need to get out there, getting kills or even getting blown up, and that will make you a better pilot. But when you have decided to give PvP a try, the first thing that you need to do is figure out what ship you want to fly. And this boils down to what skills you have and what tech level you currently have. The PvP starting ships that I would recommend would be cruisers. They are very versatile and you will have a lot of options on how to fit your ship. You can also take a look at frigates, interceptors, or even destroyers. Even though I've actually heard that destroyers is not that good right now, but I actually like them. You can have some pretty good success with those as well. So, hey, what do I know? No option is the wrong option. Everything is up to you and what you feel like flying, okay? But remember to choose a ship that benefits the skills you have trained. So, you got the ship? Awesome! Let's talk about the fit. PvP and PvE fits usually is a bit different. The biggest difference is usually the mid slots. You are going to need tackle. And tackle is a way to stop your targets from warping away. There should always be a warp disruptor or a warp scrambler. They pretty much work the same way, but the disruptor has longer reach and the scrambler is short range. But the scrambler also turns off your target's micro warp drive, and this could be really helpful if you're facing a faster target. You should also consider fitting a web. Not only does this slow down your target, it also makes you apply more damage to them because you will have an easier time hitting them. And that is pretty important to actually be able to hit your targets, right? Yeah. It can make or break a fight. Let's say you have 3 mid slots and you want to sacrifice a web. You can always use a newt or even a NOS on your ship. An energy newt will drain your target's cap. And what happens to the target when they don't have any cap left? Yep. They won't be able to tank, tackle, or maybe even shoot. That kinda depends on what weapon systems they have. Missiles and cannons don't use cap when activated, so this doesn't really apply to them. The downside with a newt is that it will also drain your cap, so make sure that you have enough cap to use it. You can usually fit a cap battery on your low slots to help you with cap issues. And you can even rig for it, so that shouldn't really be a problem. So what about the NOS then? This is a bit different than a newt. A NOS will transfer cap from your target and giving it back to you, pretty much. The NOS will be ineffective against targets whose cap equal or is lower than yours. Remember that. The NOS can be really helpful in some tight situations, but I prefer using a newt any day of the week. Shutting down another ship with a newt is the best defense or even offense you can have. And it will make you win a lot of fights. And this is just me talking from my own experience. I'm usually always flying with a newt, and it has helped me so much. So just try it if you want to win fights. When it comes to fitting your ships, the high and low slots usually comes down to what bonuses your ship has. So take a look at the bonuses before fitting your ship. Some ships are able to either shield tank or armor tank, and that's a good perk. Especially if you know what you're going to fight. Shield tanks usually have a harder time tanking EM damage, like lasers, because of the natural resist hole shields have. Shield tanks overall is more cap hungry, but boosts faster than armor tanks. But armor tanks is more cap friendly and tends to boost more per boost. You know what I mean? Remember though, don't ever mix your tank. You either shield tank or armor tank. Don't mix it. It's just, no, don't do it. When it comes to rigging your ship, it comes down to how much ISK you want to spend. Because you can spend a lot of ISK on rigs. If you have prototype rigs, they would be perfectly fine to use and experiment with your ships. But once you've found a good fit with a nice mix of rigs that you like, you should upgrade the prototypes to at least Tech 1s. Having better rigs actually makes a huge difference in some cases. Rigs is usually a personal choice. You either build for more damage or more tank. As for engineering rigs, you have a few options here as well. You can choose to rig for more speed, making your targets less likely to hit you, more cap, or you can even rig for disruption immunity, kinda. That depends on how many points you are being disrupted with. So if you want to be able to warp away from your targets and disengage, there are options as well, without having to use stabs. Alright, so ship is done and you are ready to get out there. What's next? Well, I would recommend that you go to Nullsec. Yeah, I know it sounds scary, but you basically just choose a random Nullsec system and you just go there. Remember that there are certain choke points where people tend to camp, especially the first jump you do to Nullsec. You can check the map here, sort it after ships exploded in the last hour. Here you will see a little red dot. This indicates that there has been activity within the last hour in that system. And if you see that, you might reconsider and go somewhere else if you want to be able to go into Nullsec. Okay? If you don't want to venture into Nullsec, you can roam around in Lowsec, checking local for people to hunt. And if you do find someone, you would have to warp around to anomalies and trying to find them. But this is very time consuming because not a lot of people are actually spending time in Lowsec right now. If you are interested in hunting people down, there are scanners you can buy, making it a lot easier to actually find people that's hiding in space. I might make a more in-depth video about that in the future. Who knows? And if you don't want to travel to Null or Lowsec, you can always try a duel with a friend. Learn the ropes before actually going into the scary place of Ivekos. And then we have the Ego Traverse. And this is not really comparable to real PvP. The fittings are different since you don't actually need tackle in there. But it could still be a way for you to learn something about PvP, to get the feel about it, you know? All I can say is, if you want to learn how to PvP, get out there, get blown up a few times, and I'll promise you, with every loss, you will improve, and soon you'll get an awesome kill, and that's a really good feeling. Thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel absolutely free to leave a like. You can also leave a comment letting me know what you thought about the video. If you are new here, you can also consider subscribing because that helps me out a ton and you will get the notification when I release a new video. You guys have an awesome day, night, or evening, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Goodbye!